This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of August 12th, 2022. Brought to you by That's Good HR. I'm Gary Dick. Lights, camera, incentives. Indiana has begun accepting applications for the state's new media and film tax credit. After years of debate, the Indiana General Assembly okayed credits of up to 30% for qualified productions. Hoosiers screenwriter Angelo Pizzo believes it will mean big economic and talent benefits for Indiana.
Here we are. Our public institutions are spending millions of dollars training these students only for them to leave. So it's a big brain drain problem.
All fraud charges against two former Celadon Group executives have been dropped, ending a federal criminal case that had been ongoing for more than 2 years. The IBJ is reporting that Judge Jane Magnus Stinson granted prosecutors' request to dismiss the charges against Celadon's former president and chief operating officer Eric Meek and former CFO Bobby Peevler. Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand is brought to you by the following.
With one call to That's Good HR, your hiring challenge is solved. It's that simple. That's Good HR is the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Have an HR, accounting, administrative, or customer service position to fill? Trust That's Good HR to make a match that's good for everyone, whether temp to hire, or a direct hire placement. For 22 years, That's Good HR has been handpicking employees and employers through a highly personal and authentic approach that delivers long-term results. Visit that'sgoodhr.com. Remember, the match matters.
IBJ Media delivers business news covering central Indiana and the entire state. The Indianapolis Business Journal and Inside Indiana Business are now part of the same family. Look to the IBJ for in-depth coverage of central Indiana's business community and tap into Inside Indiana Business for stories that extend throughout Indiana. 2 resources, unlimited business insights that help you stay informed and get ahead. Learn more at ibj.com and insideindianabusiness.com.
Emmons Corporation CEO Jeff Smulyan says he would be open to entertaining offers to buy or lease space in the company's Monument Circle headquarters once the sale of the Indianapolis radio stations to Urban One closes later this year. The company, previously known as Emmons Communications Corporation, owns the high-profile building at 40 Monument Circle, and Smulyan says he's weighing all options. Half of Indiana's high school juniors tested as college-ready in reading and writing on the SAT in 2022. But only around 1/3 met readiness benchmarks in math. Here's Alex Brown.
According to data from the Indiana Department of Education, the SAT scores also show major disparities in college preparedness between student groups. Last spring was the first time that juniors took the SAT as a graduation requirement, as the state moved away from its previous assessment for older students, known as the I-STEP, in order to better measure students' post-secondary readiness. The State Board of Education approved the score thresholds required to show college readiness on Wednesday, but didn't discuss the results at length. Students needed to score a 480 out of 800 in reading and writing and 530 out of 800 in math to be considered college ready, the same benchmarks set by the College Board, which administers the SAT. Because this is the first year that juniors took the SAT en masse, results from previous years aren't available. But earlier this summer, Indiana reported a notable decline in the share of students who are heading to college. Students who don't pass the SAT have alternative ways to meet their graduation requirements, like taking the ACT or demonstrating military aptitude or career readiness. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Butler University is introducing a new program designed to address the state's teacher shortage. Butler says its teacher-led teacher education program will offer training and support to new teachers, as well as alternatively credentialed teachers, emergency permitted teachers, and long-term substitute teachers. This report brought to you by That's Good HR, the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. More at that'sgoodhr.com. I'm Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.